Some of it, glaringly obvious. Some of it, not so much. In your bedroom, there are tons of little places that you need to think about cleaning that when you're doing a rush clean of your bedroom, you're probably not thinking about. So in this video, we're just gonna unpack the bedroom. We're going into all of it and we're talking about how to clean everything in your room. This is the definitive guide to room cleaning. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the Clean My Space channel and give this video a thumbs up if you have memories of your parents going, "Clean your room!" And to make bedroom cleaning just a little bit easier, I've put together a free bedroom cleaning checklist that you can download from our website. I've got a link for that in the description down below. Whenever I approach a room and I talk about the method for cleaning it, I always talk about my 3-wave system. The first wave is tidy and organize. The second wave is to actually clean. And the third wave is to take care of the floors and garbage. You can watch videos about our 3-wave system. I'll link it for you down below. But the idea is that you have 3 definitive things that you're doing in one pass around the room. So you do 3 total passes. So today, in this video, we're focusing specifically on wave 2 and all of the things that you can do to deep clean your room. Again, areas that you probably think about when you're cleaning, and definitely some areas that you don't. Since I'm sitting on it, we will start by talking about the bed. Many beds have headboards, mine does not. But if you have a headboard or art above your bed, you always want to make sure that you're dusting that headboard or the art. You need a microfiber cloth, a little bit of water, and you just need time to give it a good dust. Now, if it's a fabric headboard, you can use a vacuum with an upholstery attachment and you can do the exact same thing. You want to keep your headboard healthy or dust-free because it makes it easier for you when you're sleeping to breathe comfortably. Now, on that topic, we can also talk about bedding. So your pillows and your comforter, that goes for the stuff you sleep on and in, as well as the fancy stuff that goes on top that you chuck on the floor. We have videos on how to clean all of those things, and I'm gonna link a whole bunch of videos for you down below where you can kind of deep dive on these topics. Your pillows and your comforter, things that you sleep in or on, should be cleaned every 6 to 3 months, depending on where you live and how sweaty you get. I've got videos on how to do that. And your decorative stuff you can spot clean, but again, you really wanna manage for dust. Sheets should be laundered once every week, and if you really need to push it, every 2 weeks. But your sheets absorb your sweat, your dead skin cells, your body oils, so it's important to keep them clean. Just think about them like another garment. Kind of gets yucky sleeping in them and your room can start to smell. Also, your pillowcase can absorb oils and dirt and can eventually cause acne, especially if you're an acne-prone person. So you really want to make sure you're staying on top of those sheets. Now, your mattress is another area that you want to think about cleaning. I sure hope that if you're watching a Clean My Space video, you have a mattress protector. If not, I'll link some of my favorites for you down below. They are crucial to have because they actually protect your mattress from the same stuff we were just talking about with sheets, and also spills. Or, you know, if you have a sick kid sitting on your bed and they puke on your bed, you don't have to worry about that seeping into your mattress. Just do yourself a favor and get a mattress protector. So remove your mattress protector. We've talked about this before in detail, but you essentially vacuum using a clean upholstery attachment or a brush attachment. It just needs to have power on it, and you want to vacuum your mattress really, really well. We'll move straight from the mattress to the area under your bed. Now, some people use this for storage, other people just keep it empty, like me. And either way, it's gonna get dusty under there. So if you do keep things under, you'll have to pull them out. I would also recommend sorting through that stuff because it's very easy to put things under the bed, forget about them until whenever, and then have a huge decluttering job on your hands. But when you pull that stuff out, or if you don't have stuff under there, regardless, you want to make sure that you're giving the underbed area a good vacuum every now and then. That is where all of those dead skin cells end up falling. Because remember, dust falls from the top to the bottom, and you will often find some of the most massive dust bunnies under your bed. Now, under your bed happens to be what we call in the Clean My Space world, a black hole for clutter. Another clutter black hole that you have in your room, because you have 2, are your nightside tables or your nightside table, depending on how many you've got in your bedroom. They generally come with drawers and shelves, and they look so cute to place all your cute stuff. But the problem is sometimes we put too much cute stuff, and then we forget the other cute stuff that we have that's sitting at the back of the drawer. So one of the things to keep in mind when you're tackling your nightside tables for cleaning, I always point to that one because that one's mine, is to pull everything out, sort through it. We have bins and a little drawer, so I always go through the bins and the drawer whenever I do this. Give it a little wipe down on the inside. It does get dusty. You can also use a vacuum with a little attachment if you like, and then neatly place everything back in there. Really and truly, the function of nightside tables or bedside tables is to have things that you need immediately when you are in bed. So don't stack it up with superfluous stuff that you just don't need there. Your nightside table also has a horizontal surface, like the majority of your furniture, that is very easy to get cluttered up if you don't keep it at bay. I often talk about on this channel the importance of keeping your horizontal surfaces neat and tidy, because when you walk into a room, if you see a cluttered space, even if your room was just professionally cleaned, if there are like 12 things on there and they're disorganized, it's not gonna look or feel clean or tidy to you, which is why keeping your horizontal surfaces clean and organized and minimal is so important. Now, it doesn't have to be minimal like 2 things. It has to be minimal like what feels good and right and kind of peaceful and easy for you to look at. So if that's 6 things, great. If it's 2, fine. Whatever works for you and feels right, that is what you want to think about when you're tidying and organizing your horizontal surfaces. Now, a trick that I've always used whenever I'm training people how to clean professionally, it's not really a trick, it's more a method, but the idea is to remove everything from the horizontal surface, clean it with the appropriate cleaning product and tool. So in my case, I would just use a microfiber cloth and some all-purpose cleaner. I would treat the horizontal surface, I would wipe it down with a cloth using an S pattern, and then I would gently pick up each item, give it a wipe down, and place it down mindfully on the surface, lining the item up either parallel to the edge of the surface or perpendicular to the edge of the surface. That way you always have straight, neat lines, and it always makes a room look neater and more tidied. Now, this applies for all horizontal surfaces in your room. So not only your nightside tables, but also your dressers or any other furniture that you have. Places where it's easy for you to throw 6 picture frames and a belt and coins and lighters, and you know how it gets. No matter how big or small the closet is in your bedroom, it's a place that definitely needs to be organized, because closets, man, it is so easy for them to just get completely out of control. Several years ago, I decided that I was going to change my closet over twice a year. I do a fall-winter change out and a spring-summer change out. It gives me an opportunity to sort through all of my clothes at that time, get rid of anything that I no longer wear, and it also kind of lets me know what I need to buy so that I'm not just mindlessly buying stuff all season, which is what I used to do all the time. I also feel like when you kind of have that intimate experience with your closet and you're like picking through each item, it really does make you think about what you have and reminds you about some of the great stuff that you have in your closet that you sometimes might skip over or forget about because you're just so overwhelmed by 4 seasons worth of clothing. So depending on how much time and heart you want to put into this, what you would want to do when you're cleaning your closet, at least the proper way to do it, would be to take everything out of your closet, put it on your bed, vacuum the inside, dust the inside, because for sure it's going to be dusty in there. You also want to be mindful of the shelves above and the space below where all of your clothes hang, because those are 2 sort of bonus clutter black holes that you have in the bedroom. So you might want to pull anything out from there and get rid of it if you no longer need it. And then when you're going through your clothing, just pick out anything that you don't fit into anymore, that you don't love, that doesn't look as great as it used to. I do this all the time because you know what? There's no point of something taking up real estate in my closet. It just confuses me and wastes more of my time when I'm trying to put an outfit together in the morning. Then you can tackle all the stuff on your bed, start putting everything back, the stuff that you plan on keeping. And when you hang your stuff up, I also recommend organizing your garments by type of garment and by fabric weight. And then of course you can go by color if you want to do that as well. So all of your outerwear, like your vests and your blazers, will be in one space, and then your pants and your jeans and your skirts can kind of be in another, and then your long stuff like your dresses or jumpsuits. I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, but obviously whatever type of stuff you have in your closet, just think about categorizing it for you. And then your blouses and sweaters and t-shirts and that kind of thing can all go in another area. and then you can organize by fabric weight and by color. So there are plenty of different ways that you can make your closet look great. I think the most important thing to do is to slim it down, clean it out, and put a system back in place that makes sense for you and your lifestyle. One of the areas I find the most challenging to keep clean in my room would be my drawers. I will admit it, my drawers look like crap right now, and that's just because I don't care enough about them. You guys know me, I don't love cleaning, and keeping my drawers clean and organized is definitely not a priority for me. All that to say, don't let me bring you down. When you're cleaning your room, and when I really get into the spirit of cleaning my room, if you will, one of the things that I will do is carve out time to tidy and reorganize my drawers. It's a pretty painstaking process for someone like me because you gotta take everything out of your drawer, you've gotta refold it and put it back. But I will say that the efforts are worth it. So whenever I'm invested time in doing that, it always repays me because it's easier to get dressed and find things. My stuff isn't as wrinkled, and it's just generally easier, to flow through my morning when I'm trying to get ready quickly. I think the hardest part about drawers is trying to keep them clean when you're in a rush. So if you're putting laundry back quickly, or you're trying to find that shirt and you're like rifling through your t-shirt drawer, that's when things can get a little bit messy. So like everything else in your room, and I'm also partially saying this for myself, it's really important to kind of manage it day to day and sort of tuck things back and make them look neat as you go instead of kind of letting them get out of control. But either way, no matter what your drawers look like, unless they look pristine, what you would want to do is take everything out of your drawers, and you don't have to do all your drawers at once. You can do one a day or one a week until it's all done. But what you would want to do is take everything out of your drawers, sort through it, get rid of anything that doesn't fit or has a hole in it or that you're just not using anymore, fold the rest of the stuff back and replace it neatly. And if you want bonus points, you can vacuum your drawer before you put everything back. Another area that the majority of us, myself included, will have to clean when they are cleaning their room is the raging pile of clothing, whether it's the Floordrobe, which is my jam, or the Chairdrobe, which is my husband's jam. Wherever you end up taking your clothes off and chucking them at the end of the day when you're too tired to deal with them, you've got to clean that area. Now, this area is actually fairly simple to manage. I'm, again, advising myself here, because if you stay on top of it and build that in as part of a habit, you won't have that pile build up and build up and build up. I'm pretty good at taking my soiled stuff and throwing it in the laundry. I have a separated hamper, lights, colors, and darks, and I will easily just chuck things in there. And I'm really good with staying on top of my laundry. I will tell you guys, when I think about keeping my room clean, that also means doing 3 loads of laundry a week, lights, colors, and darks, so that my clothes aren't piling up and, I have this huge laundry job on my hands. But back to the Floordrobe or the Chairdrobe or wherever it is that you throw your stuff, you will have to deal with that when you're cleaning your room. You'll have to deal with it a lot less if you're better about your habits. And what that kind of looks like is, at the end of the day, folding your clothes that are good enough to wear again, or hanging them back up and throwing any of your soiled stuff directly into the laundry. I will tell you again, I do this about 30% of the time, and 70% of the time, temptation gets me to just chuck them on the floor. But ideal. One of the biggest cleaning tasks to do in a bedroom is to manage the dust. That can look like a lot of different things depending on what you have in your bedroom. So as you do with cleaning, I will start at the top and work my way to the bottom when it comes to talking about different things to dust. So when we talk about dusting light fixtures, any moldings or corners in a bedroom, even over the door, over the door frame, what you would want to do is take a microfiber cloth and affix it over the back end of a mop pole, or if you're someone that has a maker's mop, you can use that as well. And you can just run it along the top edge of your bedroom, door frames, anything like that, and do your high dusting. When it comes to things that you have on the wall, such as mirrors or artwork, what you would want to do is dust the frame first. So you can just use an all-purpose microfiber cloth. Even dry is fine. And you can just quickly give a wipe to get rid of any of that dust. I always let dust fall to the bottom because I know I'm going to be vacuuming up afterwards, so don't get too finicky about where it flies. Next, I would take a flat weave microfiber cloth, treat it with a little bit of glass cleaner. In my case, I just use equal parts vinegar and water. I would spray my cloth or the glass, whatever I felt like that day and whatever makes sense for the piece. And then I would do a quick wipe down using the S pattern. And when that's done, I would move on to the next piece. Now, this isn't quite dusting, but I do want to mention it. Points of contact in a bedroom are very important to clean, from light switch plates to drawer pulls, doorknob handles, remotes, anything like that that you're constantly touching. I think at this point we all know what a point of contact is. You'd want to make sure that you're giving that a clean with some disinfectant. Other things in your room that I want you to think about dusting every now and then would be your windowsills. These are sort of things that you can clean on an as-needed basis, but just eyeball them, and if you notice they're a little bit dusty, you can use a microfiber cloth and water and give them a wet wipe. For window coverings and lampshades, that's another thing that can get dusty. Depending on the type of window covering that you have, it might make sense for you to vacuum it using a brush attachment. It also might make sense for you to use a microfiber cloth. We have videos on how to do all of that, so I'll link that for you down below as well. Window cleaning, I would say to only do a couple times a year whenever it really bothers you. And I would also caution you that you can clean your indoor windows as much as you want, but your outdoor windows eventually are going to have to be cleaned as well. Now that we're done wave 2, we can move right on to wave 3, which is removing any garbage from your room and cleaning the floors. So for me, that looks like bringing in my stick vac, and I will clean the rug really well. If you have a carpet or a rug in your room, you want to make sure that you vacuum it really, really well. Your room is super dusty just because you're sleeping in here and there's a bed, lots of dust mites. So you have to stay on top of that. My vacuum is fine on hardwood floors as well as on rugs or carpets. But if you're someone who has a vacuum that doesn't love cleaning hardwood floors, you can always use a dry dust mop. Of course, the Maker's Mop is a great option for that, or anything else that you have on hand. You just want to make sure that you finish off by giving your floors a really good clean. I'll be honest, that's a pretty exhaustive list on all the things that you need to clean in your bedroom, but that was the point of this video. I wanted you to know any and all things that you needed to think about when it came to cleaning this room. So that way you've got your definitive guide. You never have to think twice about it again. And that brings me to this week's comment question, which is, I've outed myself. I've told you like 3 really bad habits that I have when it comes to maintaining my bedroom. So I'd love to know in the comments down below, do you have 1 really bad habit or 3 or some really good habits that help either keep your bedroom in great shape, or your bad habits just keep you from keeping your room clean? Confess. Let me know in the comments down below. If you want to see what we're up to during the rest of the week, you can follow along on Instagram. I'm at Melissa Maker. Chad is at the Chad Reynolds. We are all at Clean My Space, and our microfiber products are over at makers.clean. I did promise you I would link a whole bunch of videos down below, which I have, but one video you should totally check out is this one. It is about how to clean your mattress. Check it out. It is educational and it will motivate you, I promise. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to the Clean My Space channel and begin your journey to a cleaner life. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.